Are you me?
What the F?
You talking to me? They call me Mr. Pig.
Give it to you in a minute.
Ooh, we don't want to see.
My urine is so powerful! 100,000 subscribers!
100,000.
300K! What?
$50,000.
You thought the game was over!
Oh, we here.
That's my boy!
Ladies and gentlemen, where else are you getting this content? I am just stunned.
Vomit curtain! Let's go!
Firing.
Touchdown! Are you kidding me? Rodgers breaks the record! Harold, hold me! Russell Douglas picked it! The Packers win! Oh, it's caught over the middle! Falls down! Timeout! And they win! He goes down!
It's frickin' frackin' time.
Grossi Posse Packers!
Nation, welcome to an episode of the podcast where you don't have to do Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. Yep, we're still waiting. We are still waiting for Aaron Rodgers. Yep, we're waiting, and 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 we're waiting. Grossi. How we doing, folks? Good to see you. Good to see you. Joshua Tour. Oh, bear down. Daddy Pole's going to work. Oh, yes. Fox, we have no word. Apparently, Ian Rappaport just came out with a little video and said, we have nothing. He hasn't informed the Packers or the Jets. There's no deal in place right now. And so Trey Wingo, I thought that was it because Trey Wingo said it's a done deal. And then you had a bunch of Jets players who were celebrating on Twitter. And then Ian Rappaport go, no, there's nothing at all. So no, we wait. It's fine. Got with it, much love, Tom. My Jags have been losing players, not signing them. Wish Juwan Taylor the best. Yeah, Calais Campbell, maybe he goes back to Jacksonville. That'd be nice. Jamatura, how about Rasul tweets about Rodgers' phone? Yeah, it's great. Rasul was trolling today. Flambeau Fire Now football question. Do they have Last of Us Season 2? Would they have to recast Bella Ramsey to get an actress who looks older? I'm sure they could find something. And plus, like, they're dividing it into 2 seasons, so it might take a few years to come out, too. So she'll age. Maxie! Bills fans here. Losing Edmonds sucks. He was good with Milano. It's true. At least he's in the NFC North, far away from the East. Very, very true. Very, very true. Yeah, we had some big moves today. Wicked, how much longer till Aaron Rodgers is holding Packers hostage? I think we might be there. Jason, with Tour Realistic, what do you see Rodgers doing? It's retiring or go to the Jets. I'm still leaning towards the Jets, but I don't know. I stopped pretending to know. I was trying talk about what I thought the Packers might do or what Rodgers might do, and I was right about the Packers, considering like Goody's tone shifted, during the combine, and that was reflected with Mark Murphy's comments that he made over the weekend. So I don't think he's going back to the Packers. Also, to our Hargrave, Darnold. Yep, Sam Darnold, little CMC and Sam Darnold reunion. Love to see that. Inject! That feeling when your division is taking all your mid-defensive tackles and overpaying them. True. Metro Tour, Falcons had a great free agent signing today. They did. Them and the Bears. They went all for the linebackers. Let's see. EK with a fire. I personally think Rap Sheet and Sheffy are just panicking because they weren't the ones to break the news first. I mean, we haven't heard anything yet, so. Luke with Tour, Rodgers' decision comes 7:27:36. Jam with a 550. So far, the biggest loser has to be the Eagles. Eagles are losing a lot of talent, which is why, that was asked on GPS. We were talking about who's going to have like the bigger hangover. Is it going to be the Chiefs or the Eagles? And I pulled up the Eagles and I was like, just look at this. Now, the Eagles got some good news today because Jason Kelsey is returning, which is hell yeah. So they're going to try to run it back there. But they had a ton of free agents and they can only keep them together for so long. They kind of went all in last year. And there's still like a good core guys there. Like they'll be fine, I think. But they lost some good players. But hey, they have a number 10 draft pick. So Weezer, Ramsey, happy Dolphins call. Acrylic, another hot start to free agency for the Patriots. We once again did nothing. Why am I not surprised? Whoa. Acrylic, we have the biggest AFC East news trade of the entire day. You traded Jonnu Smith to the Falcons and got that sweet 7th round pick. What are you talking about? They did so much. They did so much today. Dude, if I were waiting, we're here. We waiting here, yeah. Joe, if I know who's doing the tweets, Belichick is still getting back at the Jets and making them suffer. Bill coming out to know to steal them away. I just want something to happen. Yeet! Would if I Case Keenum is signing a 2-year deal with the Texans. Are they going defense number 2? No, I don't think Case Keenum. No. D. Tour, agree fans to the subject of Groundhog Day Part 2. Accurate. That's very, very accurate. Flambeau, if I already think about the theory that Rodgers wanted to come back and expected them to take him back, and Packers were like, LOL, no. I wouldn't be surprised, which is why I was surprised Mark Murphy said anything in terms of like, hey, you shouldn't say that stuff yet because it isn't iron. But here's the ultimate issue, folks, and here's what a lot of Twitter pundits won't tell you. I don't know, and I'm not going to pretend to know. So there are conversations that are likely being had with the Jets, with the Packers, with Rodgers, and whether Rodgers made a decision yet or whether the Packers have made a decision yet, we don't know. Now, it is, of course, leaning towards Rodgers not being on the team anymore, but there is a wall of information that we do not have access to. And you could have all these sources, but Rodgers himself said, like, listen, Rappaport's good, Schefter's good, but they don't know crap when it comes to Rodgers. Now, when it comes to the Packers, sure, they may be able to have some sources and inside sources there. Same thing with the Jets. But again, there is a gap there. Josh, your thoughts on Sam Darnold as the vet pickup for the 49ers? I mean, somebody's got to get ready. I mean, to be QB. So if Trey Lance and Brock Purdy are not ready to go, why not? Yellow, so long Jesse Bates will be missed. Kitty still goes about, yeah, lost your safeties today, huh? That was not great. Yep! Giving me Morse, you know what? I literally just had to type in Morse and I get SOS Rodgers is holding us all hostage, SOS. Yep, that's valid. That's valid. William Whittle Fitty! Boop! For the kitty saying, long time no see. How about them Bears? Looking like a worst to first kind of season for the Bears. But wait till next season. Mantra worked. We put together a couple pieces in the line. O-line and D. I can see us taking the North. Yeah, I think you need to build up the trenches. You signed a guard today, too. We're going to go through, like, a lot of the big signings. We're literally just going to go team by team. But, I mean, the Bears, they're going to have a better record than they did last season. So, but they could. They definitely could. I think them and the Lions are going to have a tough time because, man, the Vikings are losing defensive players. Rogue, how do these signings change how you feel about certain teams for next season? Also, where do you think the other free agents go this week? I mean, the biggest news is obviously Rodgers, and then you have Lamar, but those conversations can't start happening until Wednesday. So, I mean, Orlando Brown is going to be a pretty big signing. I don't even know where he goes, whoever wants to pay him that kind of money. But it depends. I mean, you know, listen, free agency is arguably, like, I love it. I love free agency. It's so much fun. But, like, Von Miller gets signed by the Bills, does great, and then he gets hurt, right? So, like, we have to take it for a grain of salt. We don't know how good these teams are going to be. Zay Tour, Brady, the Dolphins. Well, Brady retired, so I don't think so. Tanner, with the tour, how do you feel about the Pack signing Thielen? No. I like Adam Thielen a lot as a player, but he's too old. Now, if you could make an argument that, like, you want a veteran wide receiver for a very young wide receiver core, I could understand that. Just depends how much he's going to be. Gold sweat up, Betty! Boop! For the kid, he says $50 for 50 more days without a Rodgers decision. Please no. Also, Tom, what's your reaction when you see NFL news that isn't the Aaron Rodgers decision? Well, it depends, because my phone I turned on notifications literally for the past week and a half, just because, listen, I hate notifications. So, turn them on, and yeah, when I saw the Trey Wingo thing, I was like, oh god, this is it, and then it wasn't. I want it to be done. I'm tired of feeling anxious, because, like, I want to put out the video, like, as soon as possible. I want to get working on reaction videos, etc., but it's just, like, we're in limbo. And I'm not even, like, throwing it at Rodgers, because, like, it's whatever. It's his life. It's not my life. It's just, you know, there's consequences. Other people are working around Aaron Rodgers right now. Becca, the fire partner's probably crying right now, knowing you're doing this stream without him. Sorry, I'll be streaming with him on Wednesday. Mason, if I wonder if Rodgers is taking so long despite everyone, or does really not know what he wants to do, things that make you go, And that's the thing. I'm not my Aaron's keeper, so I don't know. JM with a tenor. Has Rodgers equaled, or dare I say surpassed Favre in offseason indecisiveness? Also, remember when he was supposed to have it all official and taken care of before free agency? Well, technically, JM, as long as he has it done before Wednesday. Now, so we're in the legal tampering period now. So now you could have teams reach out to agents about getting players, but it's not going to be done until Wednesday. So none of this matters right this second. Now, would it be helpful for the Packers and Jets to know? Absolutely, because then they need to start talking to other people. And here's the thing, too. With the Jets, Jimmy Garoppolo, he gets signed by the Raiders, so he's off the table, right? Lamar Jackson's the only other guy who's hanging out there, but they can't talk to him till Wednesday. Who are they going to get a QB if Rodgers doesn't go there? They're the ones who are going to wind up getting screwed, because for the Packers, they're like, okay, well, you don't come back, like, you retire. We got Jordan Love. The Jets, they're sitting at number 13, so that's too high up, so unless they trade down, and all the other free agents have been signed. So, oops. Jam, what if I just want a big left field chaotic thing with Rodgers and he goes somewhere random like the Colts? I could see it. I could see it. That would be a thing. That definitely would be a thing. But we shall see. We shall see. We'll get into these in a second. Just don't want to miss any of these. Luke Couture holding 2 teams hostage. He's upgraded. Cody at Fire. So after Rodgers gets done with the Jets, does this mean he'll go to the Vikings next? That's what the word is. AB with the tenor. Do you think Dolphins traded along and picked up along because 2 longs on the same team would be confusing when they already have 3 Jalen's? Checks out. Jared, how can the Vikings lose defensive pieces when they didn't have much of a defense to begin with? It's a great question. Tim, what if Aaron Rodgers leaves? Who do you want to be brought as a backup QB? I wouldn't be surprised if we drafted one. Acrylic Fire, we did re-sign Jonathan Jones, so that's something. Do you think McCourty's a future Hall of Famer? Yeah, he's not going to get a first ballot, though, but I think there's a chance for him to get in later. Tarek, Cowboys doing Cowboys thing and signing nobody. Yeah, just wait. Just wait. E. Harney, feeling confident that Lamar will be staying, but I'll wait till Wednesday to believe no team wants him. Do you want Rodgers to go, by the way? I'm at peace with anything. I am very grateful for the time that Aaron Rodgers has been on the team. I think it's time for him to go, but if he's on the team, I'm going to root for him. Like, that's what it is. PO to fire, Tom, is this a new norm? Is every offseason just going to be like this now? Well, not if Rodgers leaves. Benjamin, thank you for the 30. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you, and thank you. Yes, fair trade for AR at 39 years old, 2/3 plus a player. Depends on who the player is, but that contract is a pain in the ass. Casey, it's ready to move on with Rodgers. Just want the announcement already. Jets with a tour. Why must I be suffering? It's all right. We're all in the same boat together. We can party. Barrett, Tours, and Eagles fans, I heard Howie do something. I mean, they are doing something. They're just losing players. Teddy Couture, Drew Lock's still free agent. Caleb Couture, Colts making elite moves today, such as, yeah. Tito to fire. Rodgers screws the Jets. I can see him panicking going in on Lamar. That's true. I mean, Lamar is out there, but that, like, the Colts. I mean, on Wednesday, I'm thinking they might be making a call to Lamar, because why not? All right, let's take a look at this real quick. All right, so let's take a gander. So NFL actually has, like, a really nice breakdown of all this, like, just team by team. Super at 20, let's take a moment to go over the legitimate reasons, excluding contemplations and feelings, why Rodgers news hasn't happened. Rodgers working out contract stuff with Jets, how many years commitment? Well, he's already under contract with the Packers, so that contract would go over to the Jets, and he'd be there for at least 2 years. But as far as I know, what's been announced is nothing. So there's nothing yet. So, Badger at Turf, feel bad for Zach Wilson and all this. And somebody with the fire, do you think Rodgers retires if Tom didn't do it first? No, I don't think it has anything to do with it. Envy at fire, Perna cursed the Chargers because he said he liked Eckler. Speaking of Chargers, decided to bet it all again and bring the team back. I'm nervous. Yeah, I after last season, I'm done hyping up. I'm done hyping up the Chargers. I can't do it no more. I can't. All right, so here you go. Look, so you got Connor McGovern. There you go. This is a big one. Matt Milano, so a 2-year extension. So he played his ass off this year. He was so freaking good. So well done. So, of course, losing Edmonds today, that definitely hurts. But keeping Matt Milano. The defense, I'm a little worried about it for the Bills. But again, if they address some things in the draft, maybe they'll be all right. Sam Martin. Mike White, the legendary Jets QB, going to the Miami Dolphins. David Long, yep, there too. And then, of course, Jalen Ramsey. That was a big trade from yesterday. So, solid there. Again, Patriots, they didn't do much today, but this was the big one. Re-signing Jonathan Jones, who was a stud last year. 2-year, $20 million deal. I think that's a good price for him. That's a good price for the Patriots, really. And then, of course, they got a 7th-round pick because they traded Jonnu Smith. Jets, we're still waiting. Greg Zerle, they got Chuck Clark, Quincy Williams. They got the LB, but There's rumors, too, that Rodgers was advocating for free agents to come to Jersey, but okay, we'll see. Colts, hopefully Nixon's second contract goes as well as Nixon's for second term. True. Big with a fiver. I know we don't have cap space, but who could the Packers sign as a veteran wide receiver? I mean, I don't think we're trading for Hopkins. I don't think that makes any sense unless we're keeping Rodgers. Thielen is an option, but like a lot of them are not good. It's a really weak wide receiver. I mean, Brandon Cooks is out there, but I don't think they're going to trade for him again because they don't have Rodgers. Nothing from the Ravens. Jermaine Pratt. Bengals lost a bunch of their secondary. I know that they drafted some guys. Jesse Bates going to the Falcons. That he's in the thumbnail too. But at least they got Pratt. Badger Tour. Crazy Lions might be the best team in the division. That's what I've been saying. Guillermo to Fire. Only want to know if I'm the only Raider fan. There's been some hope with Jimmy G being a decent QB. What do you think, Tom? I think that's a very team-friendly deal that he took. There's not a ton of money guaranteed, and it still allows them the flexibility to go after a quarterback. I think he's a stopgap, though. I don't think he is your solution. Cleveland. So, there you go. Cleveland, yeah, you got your edge rusher, too. So, that's solid. Patrick Peterson, so was on the Vikings, so he now is signing with the Steelers. So a little bit of a bigger move there. Though Patrick Peterson was saying that he wanted to chase jewelry and, go get the ring, but I don't know if he's going to do that with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but, there's that. Texans, they've been busy. Here's 3 months, and hopefully the North. Will the rest of the NFL fan reacts? Wait until the free agency craze dies down. I'm waiting on Aaron Rodgers. That's my biggest thing right now, but once other stuff starts to happen, then I can start releasing some of those other reaction videos. Cameron Day Tour, re-signing Nixon is the only good news. Help me, Tom. Honestly, I'm stoked about that, though. EK would have fired all the Miami fans. Please take care of our true Hall of Fame QB, Mike effin White. True. It's true. So, Case Keenum, 2-year, $6.25 million contract because, Davis Mills, they don't like the draft anymore. So, they're still probably going to draft a QB, but then get to sit behind Case Keenum. Case Keenum's fine. They got Robert Woods before, so Andrew Beck, right? Chase Winovich, he went there today, or at least that's what he's expected to sign with them. Hassan Ridgeway, so some moves there. Yeah, Colts not doing a whole lot. Jason Tour, what do you do if Rodgers does stay in Green Bay? Root for the Green Bay Packers, but if I'm the GM, then you're making some trades. You're getting a Brandon Cooks, you're getting a DeAndre Hopkins if you can. You're loading up again more on that defense because you might as well go all in and just sink it all. Ultimate Tour, I don't care what the Cardinals do as long as Buddha stays. It's fair. Yeah, Jaguars didn't do a whole lot today. Elliott Fires, who basically just got more injury-prone Derek Carr. I want McDaniels to go away. Here was the big one. Tennessee getting Andre Dillard, so 3-year, $29 million contract. That was kind of their big move of the day. Here you go. QB battle of the summer here. Jared Stidham, who was on the Raiders, signing a 2-year, $10 million contract with the Denver Broncos. So there you go. Also, the actual big news. They got Mike McGlinchey, 5-year, $87.5 million. And considering all the penalties he has, I know that there's a lot of 49ers fans who do not like McGlinchey, a lot of holding. But listen, the Broncos, they needed to make their offensive line better. They were decimated last year with injury. This should help as long as he doesn't commit a ton of penalties, but that's big. Also, Alex Singleton re-signed him, but McGlinchey was their big move today. Night with Fire, love seeing Davis Mills breakout role in The Last of Us last night. It's true. Night Arch Pineapple with a fiver. As a Rams fan, I'm laughing at the 49ers for signing Sam Darnold. I wouldn't laugh too hard, Rams. Wouldn't laugh too hard. Kansas City Chiefs, so it looks like they're going to be losing a tackle, but instead they got Juwan Taylor. So signing 4-year, $80 million deal. So that's a good payday for him. $60 million guaranteed. So got Juwan Taylor in there. Of course, in the thumbnail, as you saw, Vegas, Jimmy Garoppolo, 3-year, $72.75 million deal, excuse me. So $24.25 million in year one. So again, this is a team-friendly deal for the Raiders. I think that this is a pretty good move for them because I think they were going in on Brady and it just didn't pan out, obviously, because he left and they didn't want to go after Rodgers. Now, it is a little hey, what are you doing there? Because the Raiders apparently attempted to trade up with the Bears and get to that number 1 spot, but were beat out by the Panthers. So they obviously want a QB. Them sitting, I think they're 7? Doesn't necessarily stop them, but they might not be able to get the guy that they want. But then again, maybe he sits behind Jimmy G and learns. Skykiller Top, you could, would you wrestle at WrestleMania and who would you face? And if your tag team partner was Perna? If you tag teamed, will Perna be your tag? Yes, Perna will be that. If I had to wrestle somebody, AJ Styles, he can carry me to a good match. Mason, if I think McCall Hardman could be an option for the Packers, regardless of Love or Aaron's at QB1, I don't know if they would. It depends. I think it's just two completely different philosophies depending on who's your QB. Aaron, if I usually only catch GPS and clickbait live, but I'm so happy to be here. Jesse Bates has me on Cloud 9 right now. Go Falcons. Falcons, they make some moves today. They got Easton Stick. Yeah, Cowboys didn't do anything here. Sterling Shepard, 1 year. Is it really 1.3 million? That's it. They got Bobby today too, 4-year, $40 million contract. There was a great free agent class for linebackers, and a bunch of them cashed in today. Jam with a 550. Raiders also signed, yes, Brady faked the death move. Yep. I guess they didn't include it yet. It should be, like, mostly up to date. This was the big one. Obviously, the Eagles are losing a lot of people today, especially on defense. But Jason Kelsey, that he's returning, that's a big one. Brandon Graham, 1-year deal, $6 million. But Jason Kelsey, he's a stud on that offensive line, of course. Darren Payne was the big one. He got his 4-year, $90 million contract, and you saw after that a whole bunch of defensive tackles started getting paid as well. Andrew Wiley got that 3-year, $24 million contract. Cameron Dantzler, he was there too, off waivers from the Vikings. So they're trying to do something there in Washington. Then moving on over to the north, the Bears, they were busy. So Nate Davis, 3-year, $30 million deal. This is the big one, of course. Tremaine Edmonds, 4-year, $72 million contract. So a lot of people complaining, who aren't Bears fans, that I want to make that very clear, who are just like, well, why didn't you keep Roquan Smith? Well, Tremaine Edmonds is a good player. Roquan, I think, also wanted a lot more money, and there was also some issues there last August that he wanted to be traded, and Tremaine Edmonds is a little bit younger, too. So, and on top of that, TJ Edwards. So they're kind of making those linebackers even better. They already have a young, really good linebacker there, so... Mike with Fire Tom doubts if Patrick Peterson gets a ring with the Steelers. Tree wearing hoodie. Don't underestimate the dark side of the Steelers. It's true. Spendo, is Rodgers officially gone yet or no? Nope. There's nothing. There's literally nothing. So, here you go. Detroit Lions re-sign a linebacker here, but the big one, of course, was Cameron Sutton. So 3-year, $33 million deal. They needed to make their defense better. I'm sure they're still going to address it in the draft. That's going to be kind of like the big move for them to do. I saw in the mod chat, and I laughed because I think it was Rebecca who accidentally because it was just autocorrect. It wrote anal zone for this linebacker, and it made me laugh very, very, very hard. Packers, the big news of the day, and I'm not even exaggerating here because there ain't no Aaron Rodgers news. Keyshawn Nixon! He's back, baby. Listen, there was a lot of concern. Keyshawn Nixon posted a picture of himself on Instagram saying, like, peace out as he was going through the tunnel. I was like, oh, God, are they literally not going to re-sign him? But they did. It's only a 1-year deal, which is a little surprising, but maybe they just want to see if he was a flash in the pan 1 year. If not, and he winds up being, like a stud again this year. He had the most return yards. And that's the thing, too. For the beginning, he was splitting stuff with Amari Rodgers. So this is a great move for them. Our special teams return game was so much better with him. So happy. Guillermo, too, what do you think about Adams said earlier? Yeah, Devontae Adams basically saying, hey, like all the people hitting up my phone about Aaron Rodgers, shut the hell up. Like, stop. Just stop. Vikings, Josh Oliver, 3-year, $21 million deal. I mean, they're already paying a tight end with TJ Hawkinson, but that's going to be interesting, whatever they decide to do with him. Falcons, they did a lot today. Of course, their big one is going to be Jesse Bates, 4-year, $64 million contract, $23 million in year 1. Onimata, so Inject was talking about that too, 3-year, $35 million deal. I like that signing for them a lot. Jonnu Smith, solid. But again, this one, highest paid guard in NFL history right now, 5-year, $105 million contract. Chris Lindstrom, he was the best guard according to PFF last season. So good moves for the Falcons because they had a lot of holes. They got to fix it up. Shy Tuttle, 3-year, $19.5 million deal with the Carolina Panthers. Also Von Bell, that's a nice pickup for them. I like that. Panthers, again, I think they're going to be a competitive team. They're a young team, and they're going to get their QB that they want. So, home run. Juwan Johnson, that's old. They lost a few, as Inject was saying, they lost a bunch of their defensive linemen. Jamal Dean, excuse me. That was that big re-signing that people weren't expecting him to go back to the Bucs, so that's nice. Mature said we didn't get McGlinchey, but the money, what can you do? Yeah, I wouldn't have paid McGlinchey that much money, to be completely honest with you. Cardinals, sad. Rams, they got Hunter Long in the 3rd round. pick, so that's good. Kevin, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Appreciate you. All right, 49ers. Okay, here's 2 things. 1, Sam Darnold, 1-year deal. Again, makes sense. He's in there for a backup. Bring in a veteran. You have Trey Lance and you have Brock Purdy, both injured right now. However long Sam Darnold needs to start, I'm sure he'll be adequate. There's so many skill guys there. And plus, he gets reunited with Christian McCaffrey. But this one, this defense is going to, like, that D-line is already ridiculous. But now with Hargrave, it's a 4-year, $84 million deal. Nearly half of that is guaranteed. That is the signing that you're like, good God, that defense is still going to be good. Their secondary, I still have some concerns about, but that D-line is so good. It's so good, it's scary. And again, you saw Payne get paid, and now you're going to see all these other DTs get paid. Mitch on fire, tuning out to watch Raw. Cody was LA Knight. Rise up Falcons, glad we're making moves. Have a good night, buddy. Take care, Mitchell. Yeah, we're not going to stream too long. Watson with Elijah Moore is a Packer. Look at his tweet. Oh, yeah? Let's see. Elijah Moore. Give me more. Elijah Moore. He tweeted out, fingers crossed. I don't think that means he's a Packer. I think that means that he's finger crossing for Aaron Rodgers. Seahawks, I got Geno Smith. So that's those are the big ones. So there wasn't like a really insane splashy move, but I think there was a lot of depth pieces and a lot of depth signing today. So like you do see, like for the Bears, for example, like they got Tremaine Edmonds, like that's a big move for them. You got the Falcons getting Jesse Bates. Like there's definitely some bigger moves, but I know a lot of people are waiting for like that big splashy trade or that big splashy signing, and we're honestly just waiting. So we're waiting for Aaron Rodgers. I thought it was over before. It wasn't. So yeah, and then anything for Lamar, we're gonna have to wait until Wednesday at least. So we're still waiting for that. And then who knows? I mean, last year we saw a ton of trades. I don't know if we are going to have that kind of splashy moves again this year, but I mean, you never know. I don't think they're waiting for a specific day. I think, again, according to Ian Rappaport, Rodgers hasn't informed anybody what he wants to do yet. But again, we don't know because Ian Rappaport's not in the inner circle of Aaron Rodgers. So don't worry, more fan reactions. I did a Raiders one today. It wasn't the full one, but don't worry, they will be there. Yeah, Jamal Williams, he's still baiting for your side. Apparently, that's what I saw earlier today. There was a source that came out that said a ton of people are interested in, or excuse me, a ton of teams are interested in Jamal Williams. And it makes sense. I mean, Jamal Williams is about to get paid. The other big news, speaking of running backs, is going to be Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler asking for a trade, or at least asking to talk to other teams. Eckler, I mean, he's starting to get a little bit up there, but he's a dynamic player. You worry about some injuries a little bit, but I love Austin Eckler. So whatever team wants him, I mean, they're going to get a dynamic player who can run and also be a threat in the passing game. Now, you average fired to hear about Rams-Dolphins rumors surrounding Stafford. I didn't hear about Dolphins, but I mean, there's been rumors about Stafford, about them moving on from him. But then again, the Rams kind of came out and said, like, no, we're not going to do that. But who knows? A lot of things change. If they want to turn around and say, hey, we are going to sell off basically our entire team, we're going to do it. I mean, with Tua, the Dolphins picked up his 5th-year option. So they believe enough in him that he's their guy. So I think that kind of answers any or all questions about it. So again, we're just waiting. That's the problem. If we can't do anything until that. Justifier, I know we are going to see some signed trades till Wednesday due to some players still being signed with their teams till the new league year on Wednesday. Yeah, again, that's when all like the bigger moves are going to happen. Tarek, what a fiver. Oh, I love The Last of Us. The series, I mean, I played both games. I played the first game a long time ago. It's a beautiful love letter to the game, 1. And 2, I love where they expanded on things, like episode 3 in particular. The only criticism I have is the pacing was a bit off and some of the stuff seemed a little rushed, but it's a minute, like, criticism. So that's it. But yeah, so we'll wait and see, folks. I mean, again, we are literally just waiting. Just waiting for... And again, the problem is it can happen at any point. Cameron, if our biggest signing so far today, I think you could argue Trayman, the guys in the thumbnail, honestly, you could argue like Jimmy Garoppolo for the Raiders because he's going to be their starting QB, Edmonds for the Bears, or you could do Jesse Bates potentially. Hargrave, though, for the 49ers is like a really, really good pickup. Lord, would they do our biggest non-Rodgers offseason questions? Jordan Love. Jordan Love, he's the biggest one I got. So, New, if I feel like Rodgers took you guys as hostage, I mean, listen, him and Murphy have both said, and same with Goody, March 15th. That has been the deadline. Cutting it real close. Am I happy that he's taking this much time? No, because I would like to put out the content I need to put out. But that's also me just being selfish. Like, Rodgers going to figure out what the heck he wants to do, and it is what it is. Like, the cards are going to fall the way that they are. Tacos with a fire. Do you think the Bears get Eckler? That would be interesting. I just don't know what would the Chargers expect for him. That would be... Maybe the Bears sign Jamal Williams and put him up there with David Montgomery. There you go. Just hangs out in the north again. I mean, listen, the Bears, any player they want in free agency, they can go get. They have all the money. Found them, thank you for the $1. Like, they have all the money. Why not? They could go get whatever they'd like. And I mean, if you're Justin Fields, you know, it'd be great to have a run game besides you. So they needed to get offense. You know, they got some people, but yeah. Kyle with a $5. Got myself a new 5-subject notebook for the next NFL season involving the North and predictions. There you go. Get him. Get him. Eckler to the Chiefs. I don't think they'd trade him to a division rival. I could be wrong, but if he was a free agent, maybe. But, I mean, listen, the Bears, they're going to do whatever the hell they want to do. They're going to wheel and deal because Poles got some things to do. So, good for them. I mean, listen, they have the capital. It's just, can they make the pieces work? That's the question. Because who's their young guy? Is it Sanborn, who came up and was a really good, was he a 6th rounder? He played really, really well last year. So, yeah. I mean, they're trying to make that they have to rebuild that defense. They traded away like their best guys. So, we'll see. Jordan, thanks for all the content, fundraising. Looking forward to starting Love and no power struggles between QB and head coach. I don't really think that they're really... I think that was over... I think that was overblown. The guy won 2 MVPs with them, and, you know... But I will say, I'm excited to see what the kid got. Like, I'm excited to see what Jordan Love does, because we've just been waiting, and he might be bad. He also might be really good. He might be okay. All of these things are possible. I think it's time to move on. Oh, he's an undrafted free agent. Thank you. I think it's just time to move on. And I think Rodgers is still a really good player. I think there's a lot of reasons why he didn't do as well, but yeah, it happens. Like, it's all good. Like, if Rodgers goes to the Jets, like, I'll be cheering for Aaron Rodgers 100%, as long as they're not playing the Packers. That's it. Like, I could be very grateful for the time, and I really am. Just like, yeah, we're just waiting. We are just waiting, bit by bit. So tomorrow, that'll be a new day. Yes, it is. When it comes to Aaron Rodgers, as soon as the news breaks, I will likely be going live. I just gonna want to get a reaction video done. I have a tribute video done if he retires and or gets traded to the Jets. If he stays, then nothing. But that's what we got. James, if I think Falcons roll with Ritter, nah. I don't think they should. They might. I don't think they should, though. But then again, like, you can give him a chance. He needs to develop. And they really didn't have anyone good last year besides Algier, who came out to be really good, and Cordero Patterson, obviously. So, what happened to the Lions teddy bear? You mean the huge lion? He's sitting across from me. I use him to focus my shots now when I do reaction videos. It's great. Calvin's great. Calvin helps a lot. So, but yeah, we will 100% see. And we're just waiting. So as soon as that happens, I'll go live for Aaron Rodgers, even if it's at 3 o'clock in the morning, unless I'm sleeping, and then I'll try to wake up real quick. But yeah, as soon as something happens with Rodgers, there's gonna be a reaction video, there's a tribute video, I'm gonna go live, then I'm gonna do like kind of a news-ish video about it, and I want to do every NFL fan's reaction too, but I can't do any of this stuff until I know what's happening. Digested with 20 biggest individual signing, 49ers with Hargrave, biggest multi-signings, toss between the Bears and Broncos, worst signing, Chiefs signing upper mid right tackle to play left tackle for money, worst multi-signing, Texans signing random vets. The Texans did it before, though. They've been signing random vets. Jonathan Tour, we need to trade for T. Higgins. I don't think we're going to. Jam with a 550. When Rodgers gets traded, Pack should bring back Kurt to back up Love. I don't think they will, but that's just me. That's just me. And Kurt, too. But yeah, well, you never know. I kind of know, but I don't think so. I don't think so. But we'll see, folks. Blake with tour. Broncos new owners are spending already $175 million. Smoke them if you got them. I mean, because you protect Russell Wilson, so then there's no excuse. And then go, hey, Russ, if you don't perform, well, bye. Javonte Williams should be back. So we are just waiting, folks. So as soon as something happens, of course, I will be live. We'll let you know. We'll keep you in the loop. The Texans are apparently open to trading Brandon Cooks, but they have been open on trading Brandon Cooks for like 6 years now. Raging with the fire if Rodgers leaves. What about Taylor Heineke to back up Jordan Love? He says he wants to play for Green Bay. If he's cheap, sure. I know he's a Packers fan. Found at 220. How's Derrick Henry? How did the Titans rebuild? It's a great question. Offensive line, which they had a big signing today. Derrick Henry White is only 1 more year on the contract, so that's going to be interesting to see how they deal with him. They could try to offload him. I don't know if someone's going to trade a good amount for Derrick Henry, but because you know how running backs are valued in the NFL, not very highly. And even like a top 5 running back like Derrick Henry. I mean, you look at what CMC got. CMC was basically for a song. So, Sam made a fire 13 pick in the NFL draft. The Packers, Hendon Hooker wakes up screaming with joy and terror. God, fire. The Bears have pretty much an easy 2023. Not good for us Vikings and Packers fans. Listen, we all know what it's like to try and predict. You never know. Strength of schedule means nothing. And then, injury, there's so many things that can happen. Man with a fiver. It would be such a Packers thing if Rodgers leaves and the Packers draft someone like Quentin Johnson in the first round. I said that. If the Packers get another first-round pick, I would not be surprised if they drafted a wide receiver in the first round. I think they would go edge, and then I think they go wide receiver. So, I think. But folks, I'm going to eat some food. Shane Matura went to high school with Sanborn. Guy was a beast. That's awesome. I mean, he's working out for the Bears. 100%. Jacob Fire, ceiling and floor for Desmond Ridder. I haven't watched enough of him. I only seen a little bit of him. But get the guy like some weapons and give him a full year. I think he could be a decent QB. He's got the mobility. So we shall see. But I appreciate you folks. We had over 4,000 people in here. Mason with fire. Just don't know if I cannot take seeing Dave Bakhtiari and Aaron riding the golf cart anymore. Yeah, that's gonna be sad. It's the NFL. It's a brutal business, my friend. It's beautiful. So we'll see. I'll let you know as soon as something happens with Rodgers and it's actually like concrete. I'll go live. But I appreciate you folks. Feel free to like and subscribe. We just hit 456,000 subscribers today. Let's go. So we're gonna rock and roll with that. And yeah, trust me, this week is gonna get real crazy. So stay tuned. Not your to fire. Heard Rams get 2 first-rounders, all-pro offensive line, 2 for Stafford between Rams and Dolphins. Yeah, I don't think any of that is going to happen. I don't think any of that could happen ever, especially not for Stafford. And I mean that with all the love in my heart. He's coming off a major injury and he's older. No, it's not going to happen. But folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. Maybe I'll see you later tonight. And as always, go Pack, go. Nikki, with a tour, still waiting on the Dolphins' reaction to the season. I know. It's free agency. Don't worry, they're all going to get done. It's all going to get done. It's all